So this weekend, I was at the departmental store to buy some snacks, like because I was stoned, and my friends don't want to move at all. They are lazy fucks, and and I feel this tug on my t-shirt from behind. I turn around and I see this kid, 9 to 10 years old at max. This kid, he's sniffing his nose. His eyes are red. He looks up and says, "Dude, do you have some coke on you?" I was shocked, This tiny fucker. I asked, "Where are your parents? Where do you live? And how dare you ask me for cocaine? You're a kid. Drugs are bad for you." And immediately he starts crying. Right? This kid, he's like, "Why can't you treat me like an equal?" These entitled little fetuses. So I slap him hard. He's half my size, so he twirls around and he falls on this pile of Parle-G biscuits and he starts bleeding like immediately. So I get nervous, because hitting a kid isn't something you're supposed to be proud of. But I was. So I quickly go and pick him up, brush his shirt off. I take out my handkerchief and I try to stop his bleeding. I say, hey, look, I'm sorry, okay? I shouldn't have hit you so hard, but drugs are bad for you, You should be playing with your friends. You have so much to live for. And while sobbing, this kid goes, "It is because of adults like you who presume things that we kids get a bad name." Yeah, he knows the word presume because, well, internet. He says, "I was asking for Coca-Cola, man. I saw you're an adult. I thought you have money because you're paying for like 12 packets of chips. And I thought I'd ask and see if you would buy a bottle of Coke for me." Now I'm embarrassed. Not only did I hit this kid for no reason at all, but when he was unconscious, I also spat on his head because I got excited, okay? So I'm like, "Okay, I'm very sorry, man. I shouldn't have presumed things without knowing facts." And the kid says, "It's not your fault. Society today is collectively moving towards primal instinct. Today opinions weigh more than facts in this modern age." This kid, he says that. So I buy him a bottle of Coke. I pay the guy at the counter, who, by the way, all this while was just masturbating while watching the action. I'm like, "Dude, what's wrong with you? I'm calling the cops. You're jerking off at the counter?" He's like, "Fuck you, it's my shop. I can do whatever I want." So I say, "Fair enough. You can't argue with a man with a dick in his hand, right?" The kid goes, "What's he doing?" Now, I think I scarred him enough today. So I said nothing. He's just checking the stock market because that's what adults do. The kid says, "Hey, thanks for the Coke. Can I have a straw?" So I say, "Sure, man. Yeah." And I give him a straw. But come on, I mean, I have feelings. So I offer to take him to the hospital because, I'm an adult and that's what adults do. But he says, "No, no, no, I'm fine. I'll just go home." I said, "You sure?" He says, "Hey, fuck you. Leave me alone, creep." I'm like, "Okay, okay, do whatever you want." He's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, do whatever the hell you want, man." So he tears the straw into two halves, reaches into his pocket, takes out a small packet with some white powder in it, sprinkles some of the white powder on the table, cuts it up into like 4 lines with my debit card, puts the straw near his nostril, and snorts 2 lines. I'm like, "Hey, hey, you're doing coke." He yells, "Gotcha!" And he runs away. Kids these days, always wasting drugs. So I snort the remaining 2 lines like a responsible adult, and I leave the store happy.
Created using Powtoon.